everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. So today I'm super excited to be sitting down and sharing with you a brand new launch. I'm so grateful. Clove Hallow reached out to me and offered to send me the products in advance of the launch, which I so greatly appreciate because it's given me the time to test out the products, really try them out so I can sit here on the day of the launch and tell you what my thoughts are. While I was sent these products, this video is not sponsored. The links though in my description box are affiliate links. If you choose to use them, I will make a small commission off of the sale. It doesn't add any additional cost to you. It's just a great way to support my channel so I can keep trying out and reviewing products for you guys. So the first product I'm going to talk about is their Boost and Brow. This is a brow gel and they sent me the shade Chestnut, which I feel like they did a really great job of picking out a brow shade for me. I always struggle because my hair color I would say is like very much like a kind of light to medium brown, but it doesn't really pull reddish and it's not heading towards like a black color. It's just kind of like a brown, and obviously my brows are very much the same color as my hair. And this shade Chestnut is a really nice shade for me. I do have it in my brows currently, but I'm going to insert a demo of me applying this product. First off, the brow applicator is really nice. The brush on the brow gel itself is nice and small, which I very much appreciate because that allows you to really get the brow gel where you want it and not have it kind of going outside of your brows, which is a struggle I have with some brow gels. Okay, so this brow gel deposits a really nice amount of color. I feel like I can fill in my brows really easily. I do have pretty thick brow hair, so I don't need a lot of extra filling. It really does provide the extra color where I need it. So here's the point that really clinched the deal for me with this brow gel and why it has moved into being one of my favorite brow gel formulas. It has a good hold. We all know, I talk about this all the time on my channel, I have quite a bit of brow hair, so when I'm looking for a brow gel, I want a brow gel that actually is a gel, like it actually is going to hold my brows in place. I don't want to see my brow hair at the end of the day kind of flopping around all over the place. I really want, when I style my brows, for them to stay in the position I put them in. And this product certainly does that. I was really nervous because, you know, I've tried so many that don't hold my brows in place. The one that I reach for again and again has been the Kosas brow gel because that one holds my brows in place really well. But this one from Clove Hallow holds my brows in place just as well as that one, if not better, which perfect. I also really like the formula. I don't find it to be too thick or gloopy or flaky or anything like that. It just holds my brows in place. It looks really great. So for me, it's an outstanding product. The shade range of the brow gel is pretty good. I was able to find a shade that works really well for me and isn't pulling too red or anything like that. It's also not too light. It's just a really nice medium brown shade. If you can't tell, I really like that. Basically, from the first day I used it, I was like, wow, I really like this product. And I'm just like, you know, once I already formulated my opinion on it, I just kept using it and reaching for it because I really have been enjoying it. Okay, the next product we are going to talk about is the Locked Down Eye Primer. I was so excited when I found out that Clove Hallow was launching an eye primer. As you guys know, Erin's Faces had my favorite eye primer of all time, and then sadly it was discontinued. And when I learned that this one was called like the Lockdown Eye Primer, it's supposed to be for longevity, I was like, oh man. Can't get my hopes up too high, but I am really hopeful. And this eye primer is unique in that it is very much a waxy kind of consistency. I'm gonna insert a little clip so you can see what it looks like. It has dimethicone in it when you read the ingredients, and that is important for longevity, but it also very much gives it that waxy, slippery feel. So this is not at all tacky in terms of an eye primer. It's very much more a waxy kind of slippery consistency. It's also clear, so it's not going to provide any like color correction or anything like that on your lid. The good thing about that is that it's going to work for a wide range of skin tones. The bad thing is if you did want a color correction, it's not going to provide that. But overall, I have to say I am once again really impressed by the performance of this eye primer. I do find that my eyeshadow holds up really well. I've tested it with Clove Hallow eyeshadows. I've also tested it with other eyeshadows that I use because obviously when you formulate a product, when you formulate two products, you can formulate them to go well together, but it's important to also see how it like works with other makeup in your collection. And this eyeshadow has held up super well with other formulas as well. It really does help to provide a nice level of eyeshadow intensity, especially with like metallic or sparkly shades, but I find that they do wear well throughout the day, much better than a lot of other eyeshadow primers, and also better, of course, than if I don't wear an eyeshadow primer. I should mention, I do have oily hooded eyelids, so for me, having a good eye primer is an absolute necessity. Otherwise, my eyeshadow is just like gone off of my lids and kind of smudged and creased in a mess. By the very end of the day, so if I put this on at like 7 in the morning, by like 8, 9, 10, you know, by the time I'm like washing off my makeup at night, I will see some creasing, but that happens with every eye primer. That happened with the Aaron's Faces eye primer. But this formula, I have to say, is a lot better than pretty much every other eyeshadow primer I've tried. I'm not quite sure it's quite as good as Aaron's Faces because that formula is just like perfect for me. But I would say in terms of trying to find a dupe for it or a replacement, especially because it's discontinued, this is now going to be my top recommendation. I really do think that this formula is the best one we have. Okay, and then the final product is their eyeshadows. Clove Hallow did originally come out with the Sunrise eyeshadow palette, which I still have, which probably tells me that I need to declutter it because I've had it for quite a few years now. But they did relaunch eyeshadows. I'm really happy with the way they've done it. Instead of having a designated eyeshadow palette like the Sunrise eyeshadow palette where all the colors are picked out, they instead have these refill palettes and you can purchase the individual shades. These are the ones that were sent to me. I'm not entirely sure because they're like in the palette what the shade names are. I will try and figure it out when I post this video and link them down below for you guys. I do have 4 metallic shades and then these 2 matte shades. So the nice thing is that, you know, you can really customize the palette and really pick out the shades that will work for you. Originally, when I first started out in makeup, I really liked the idea of like eyeshadow palettes where all the colors are picked out. You just purchase the eyeshadow palette and you're good to go. However, as I've been wearing makeup more and more, I have a really good idea of what shades I like and what shades I reach for on a daily basis and which ones I feel like flatter my eye color and my skin tone, etc. And I really like the idea of being able to pick out your own shades and create your own eyeshadow palette because you really are not being wasteful in that way. You're really curating your palette to shades that will work for you. And of course, if you didn't want to use this palette, you could probably put the shades in like a Z palette or something like that. But I think this is a very nice compact eyeshadow palette that keeps them all nice and organized. It's a good number of shades. You can fit 6 in here. I believe this is the same formula as the original eyeshadow formula. I have to say that in using the eyeshadows, I've been extremely impressed by them. I found the metallics to be really pretty, really metallic, show up well on my eyes, and the matte shades to be super pigmented, but also blend really well. But overall, I am really impressed by the formula. If you like the original Clove Hallow Sunrise palette, this to me is very reminiscent of that formula. I think it's pretty much the same thing. I think they just decided to come out with more shades and then also go with a customizable palette format instead of a like set palette like the Sunrise palette. For having had a YouTube channel for as long as I have, I always do a poor job of swatching shades in a place on my arm that's like actually convenient to show on camera. But here are the 6 shades I have. Like I said, once I figure out what they are, I will let you guys know. But these are the 4 metallic shades and then these are the 2 matte shades. This one here I have on my lids is probably my favorite shade. Look at how intense and metallic it is. It's just such a pretty shade. It honestly reminds me of one that was in the Aether Beauty, I think it was the Rose Quartz palette. There was a shade kind of like this that I would use all the time. I also really like the shade. It's a little bit softer, a little bit less intense. Obviously you can see this is a beautiful gold shimmer. And even though I'm typically not a gray eyeshadow kind of gal, I think it's not the most flattering on my complexion. This is a really pretty gray. These are very pigmented matte eyeshadows. I do have to say that the matte eyeshadow formula is pressed very softly. So when you dip your brush in, you just need the tiniest amount, and I really recommend kind of knocking some of the excess shadow off your brush. Overall, I have to say these 3 products are all just home runs for me. I know I was sent the products, but I always give you my honest thoughts and opinion, and I was going to purchase these products anyway. I was really glad that they sent them to me because it allowed me to get them ahead of time so I could really review them and test them out for you guys. But these are outstanding products and I would highly, highly recommend them. These are going to be products that I am reaching for and using. It's super exciting to discover them at the beginning of the year. I feel like it's a really fun time to find new products. So I'll definitely be using these throughout the coming year. Thank you so much to Clove Hallow, and thank you so much to you guys for supporting me, watching my content. And of course, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You click the bell button so you're notified of when I post new videos. And if you'd like to see more content, come follow me on Instagram. I'm at naturallybeautifulgirlkat there. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.